13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
We are off to finally a nice and quiet start to the day, and we will be drier today. All of those details, of course, talk about the weekend and when we could have a taste of fall in the forecast. That's coming up.
Bibb County schools will say goodbye to their top leader at the end of the school year. The announcement the superintendent made and a look at his years with the district. Plus, you'll soon be able to roll up your sleeves for a COVID-19 vaccine at some Bibb County schools, who can get the shots, and what you need to sign if you want your child to get one.
This week we are recognizing a Central Georgia school that is educating their students and staff members about the importance of Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. In just a few minutes, I'm going to tell you our School of the Week.
Well, good Friday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. The time is now 6:31 on this September 17th. We've made it to the end of the work week. I'm Wanya Reese. We're going to go ahead and head on over to Courtney Jacobazzi. She has a check of our weather, and it looks good outside, and it actually feels good this morning as well, Courtney.
Yeah, that's right. It's still a little bit on the muggy side, but without all that rain, you're not noticing that humidity quite as much. It is not a bad morning out there. Happy Friday, everyone. Thankfully, as we round out the week, our forecast is going to change briefly. Enjoy this little break that our umbrellas are going to have because it won't last too long. We'll cover all that in a little bit. Right now, you're looking live on top of Atrium Health Navicent in downtown Macon. Quiet morning out there. 72 in the city of Macon, but notice that dew point still in the low 70s. So there's that high humidity, and that's unfortunately not going anywhere for now. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. 72 in Warner Robins, 74 in Montezuma, and 72 in Eastman. As we go through the day today, it looks like this. Mostly cloudy skies will top out in the low 80s today. Maybe a few scattered thunderstorms for the afternoon hours, but not going to be a widespread chance like yesterday. We'll time everything out hour by hour. We're going to take you through the weekend and talk about when we could have some lower humidity and more fall-like weather in the forecast. That's all in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Courtney. This morning, people are reacting to news that the leader of the Bibb County School System is stepping down. Superintendent Curtis Jones announced he is retiring at the end of his contract term this school year that happens in June of 2022. Jones took over as superintendent in 2015. In 2019, he earned National Superintendent of the Year. His focus on the motto, "Victory in Our Schools," and fitting the requirements of professionalism, leadership, and community involvement helped get him there. Mayor Lester Miller was part of the school board who recruited and hired Jones 6 years ago. He says Jones's leadership is one of the reasons the school district went from a graduation rate just over 50% to what is now at almost 80%. He says Jones leaves a lasting impact on the school district and the county.
He's a true leader. He's got a servant's heart, and he's got impeccable character. And I think that's what you look for in any candidate. He's done a wonderful job, and he's going to be deeply missed in Macon, Bibb County.
In a statement last night, Superintendent Jones says Bibb County is one of the best school districts in the state to work. He says his time as superintendent were the best years of his professional life and says it's because of employees, students, parents, and community members. Well, starting Monday, Bibb County students head back to the classroom in person. Kids spent the past couple of weeks learning online to help slow the spread of COVID-19 in the county. With students coming back, the school district will host COVID-19 vaccination clinics during the school day for people 12 years old and up. Health workers are offering the Pfizer vaccine at middle and high schools. The district says in order for students to get the vaccine, you must complete a consent form and return it to your child's school. Parents must sign a consent form for each dose. Now to 3 headlines from across the state. Employees in the Decatur School System around Atlanta have until the end of October to get vaccinated against COVID-19. That's according to the Associated Press. They say the school system superintendent issued the employee mandate on her own authority. Those employees who get an exemption would have to take daily COVID-19 tests, but the move could lead to challenges. Governor Brian Kemp issued an executive order in May that he says bans government entities from mandating vaccines. The subject has not been tested in court, though. This morning, we hope to learn more about a helicopter crash out of Jasper County with 3 people on board. The sheriff's office there says they expect the National Transportation Safety Board to hold a news conference this morning with more information. The FAA was called in Wednesday night for reports of a possible helicopter crash in the Oconee National Forest near Monticello. Yesterday, a spokesman for the Georgia Department of Natural Resources said the helicopter was found. Officials have not said if anyone survived the crash. Fulton County's election board now has a new leader. Commissioners picked former Atlanta City Council President Kathleen Willard for the job in the county, which is under a state elections review. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger spoke against the choice, saying Willard is bought and paid for by Stacey Abrams. Abrams may try to run again for governor this upcoming year, but the chairman who nominated Willard says Willard is a longtime public servant who's well qualified for the role. The chairman also accused Raffensperger of, quote, playing political games, end quote. In sports news across Georgia, 5 athletes who paved the way on the gridiron now getting recognition off the field. 50 years ago, 5 Black Americans became the first scholarship football players in the University of Georgia history, known as the First Five. They pioneered a path for future players to earn the same opportunities. Yesterday at the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, all 5 were together for the first time since their senior seasons at UGA, reminiscing.
All the memories and reminiscing and things coming back, and of course we're just sharing some wonderful moments 50 years ago, and then just sharing where we are now and not even recognizing how awesome this moment is for us. I call it a moment of grace.
It's great to see them get their flowers while they're still here. Their alma mater will take on South Carolina between the hedges tomorrow night. Throwing it over to football a little closer to home, Fort Valley State University will play on a different kind of home turf this weekend. It's their home opener tomorrow, but they won't be at Wildcat Stadium. It's because construction is in its final week, installing a new state-of-the-art field turf playing surf along with the new track surface around the field. Fort Valley State will play at the new Peach County High School's Trojan Stadium. They face Lane College at 2 tomorrow afternoon. And we can't talk about football without talking about our tailgate tonight. The crew will head over to Monroe, home of the Mary Persons Bulldogs. Catch them live at Dan Pitt Stadium starting at 5 this afternoon on 13 WMAZ. Then later tonight, join Marv, Connor, Frank, and the rest of the crew for Week 5 of Football Friday night. They'll have bands, fans of the week, rib rockers, and recaps of several gridiron matchups. That's all tonight on 13 WMAZ starting at 11:35. Well, the time is now 6:37 a.m. and I'm happy that all that rain we saw from the remnants of Nicholas is out the way, because if it happened today, it would have definitely probably pushed back, if not canceled, a lot of games, because I mean, it just kept raining.
That's right, and that just kind of goes to show that at the beginning of the week we did think that Friday and Saturday were going to be pretty rainy. How much the weather can progress. That's why it's important to stay tuned to it throughout the week.
Right.
Weather, especially here in Central Georgia. I know all of you who have lived here a while, you know, and really if you're new to the area, you probably already know. If you don't like the forecast, just wait a day. It'll probably change. All right, everyone. And speaking of change, the season is about to change. We are about to head into fall. We're only 5 days away, everyone.
Can't
so have all the pumpkin spice and apple cider, all of it ready, because actually in 6 days, it might feel like fall. The average high is 86, average low is 63. And would you believe me if I said we might be cooler than that as we start fall? We'll talk about it. For today, it's not going to feel fall-like, but I think Mac is a whole Friday mood. Can we talk about this? Right? How sweet. Colby sits like this all the time, and it just cracks me up. I love it. Right? Oh, it's so funny. I'll have to show you a picture. This is from Angel Payne. If you are planning on giving the dog a walk today, you're going to be fine for the most part. Not going to have to deal with quite as much rain as we did yesterday. Actually, near as much rain as we did yesterday, and that's evident even this morning. But a few scattered storms for the afternoon will be possible. So if you can, maybe squeeze in a walk before you head to work. It's probably going to be the most comfortable and the driest part of the day. We'll get you through it. All right, everyone, you're looking live on top of the Fred Roberts in Dublin. It's a muggy morning out there. I know that the data just hasn't wanted to work this morning in Dublin, but we're all in the low 70s to start the day. And most importantly, we are dry. It is not a rainy morning out there. The roads aren't going to be wet. So still drive carefully, but you're not going to have to give yourself quite as much time, as you're not going to have to worry about any slick roads for the start of the day. As we go through the morning, maybe a stray light shower. That's going to about do it. And as we head into the afternoon hours and we start to heat up, while we don't really have as much of an influence from Nicholas anymore directly, we're still in a very tropical environment. So our humidity is still high and our atmosphere will take advantage of that for the afternoon hours. So for the ride home tonight from work, you might run into a couple of thunderstorms and you still could run into a heavier downpour as well. So if you're heading home and you do run into rain, just be sure that you are giving yourself enough time. But as we head closer to sunset hour, which believe it or not is at 7:38 tonight, we'll start to quiet down, and that will be just in time for the football games to kick off. By 5 o'clock, Tailgate 13, again, that's up in Monroe County tonight. The 5 o'clock show, you don't want to miss it. Maybe an isolated storm, temperatures in the low 80s, and then rain will start to clear for kickoff tonight, and we'll stay with that drying trend through the evening for all of those Friday night football games. It will still be muggy, though. Tomorrow, we copy and paste the forecast, low 80s, a few storms. Sunday, we'll start to need those umbrellas a little more. We're going to up our rain chance to about a 60% for Sunday with temperatures in the upper 70s. We're going to keep rain chances elevated even for the start of next work week. So already start planning to give yourself a few extra minutes to head out the door for next Monday. We'll keep rain fairly widespread out ahead of that cold front. Now this is going to be the front that could bring us a taste of fall by the end of next week. So the second day of fall. Behind this front, models aren't agreeing necessarily on how cool we'll be, but they're both agreeing that we'll have lower humidity. So a little unsettled today and tomorrow, but definitely drier. Then rain becomes likely ahead of that front on Wednesday. Could wake up with lower humidity and low 60s with highs only in the upper 70s next Thursday.
Thank you, Courtney. Still ahead on 13 WMAZ Morning.
I just see so many community members talk about the amount of people that would come to the Douglas from outside of the communities.
This year, the Douglas Theater celebrates 100 years of keeping people entertained. But did you know back in the day the theater served as a safe haven for blind people to enjoy performances and more? We'll fill you in on the history in just 7 minutes.